Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about I love you. Want to argue about it? Now, we all know that there's different kinds of love out there, but they all have one thing in common. It's a four-letter word. No, not that one. Talking about care. C-A-R-E. I don't know about you, but it's awful hard to love somebody if you don't care about them. Now, granted, I love my wife a whole lot differently than I love my son and my daughter-in-law. And I love them way differently than I love my friends. But you know what? I care about all of them. And that really doesn't change a whole lot. Now, when you care about somebody, you care about their day. You care about what's going on in their life. You care about what's important. And also that leads to relationships. And, the relationships, while they may be different, they're all not that different, because sometimes that means feelings sometimes get involved, and when feelings get involved, that means sometimes they get bent and get bent out of shape, and sometimes people get angry and sometimes even hurt. And when that happens, because let's face it, there was only one perfect person to ever walk the earth, and he lived about 2,000 years ago. But why does that happen? Because when feelings get hurt, it's because we really do care about the other person, and sometimes we all aren't all on the same page. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit. And what brought all this on is when we were in Sunday school class yesterday, we were talking with the kids about honoring their mom and dads. And one of the questions that came up was, is it okay to argue with your mom and dad? Now, there was some really great discussion around it, and I'm not going to disclose any of that in today's talk because that was in Sunday school class. But what I will bring up here is one of our Bible verses, and that was Job 23, where Job wanted to argue with his heavenly Father. And you know what? God welcomes it a lot more than the alternative, because, he gave us free will. And when we're upset and angry, we might even be angry with God himself. And he'll want us to talk it out and maybe even shout it out, because that's a whole lot better than the alternative, because what is the alternative? That'd be turning our backs on him, and he really doesn't want that. Now, I don't for a second want to talk, even think I can speak for God, but we do call him our heavenly Father, and I can speak as an earthly father down here and say with unabashed certainty that I always want to talk to my children, no matter what's going on, good, bad, ugly, anything. Talking is always better than silence. And no matter what, I want them to know that I always love them and care for them. And when they're ready to talk, I'm ready to listen, and yes, even argue if that's what it takes. And if that's me as an earthly father, how much better can our heavenly Father be at it than I am? Anyway, that's just a thought from a guy that's so blessed to have friends and family that's had his back all of his life here on earth, and a heavenly Father that's able to do it so much better than my friends and family can. Anyway, the Bible verses today are Romans 12, 9 through 21, and Job 23, the whole chapter. As far as questions go, how do you feel about arguing? And how did you feel about it before? God bless you. Hope you won't argue with me about this one, but if you want to, I'm here for it. God bless you.